Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now on this Friday. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Jonathan Schultz. Matt Hummel is on assignment. Happening now, 2 local priests have been cleared of sexual abuse allegations.
Plus, a Hamburg man was sentenced in a Southern Tier drug probe. But first, we get a check of our forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is standing by with a look at some snow that's moving across the area. Not looking good out there, Dakota.
Yeah, happy Friday, Jay and John, and happy Friday to you. And we've got some snow that is falling across the area. You can see it here on First Defense Doppler on the time lapse. We've had a few rain showers earlier this morning. They're now starting to mix in with snow, and it'll ultimately change over to all snow as temperatures actually fall through the 30s this afternoon. And just want to mention this one more time. Skywarn Storm Spider training comes up next Monday, the 25th at WCA Hospital at 7:30. And also, if you can't make it, of course, the Weather Service is doing online training. That comes up on May 2nd. You do have to register for the online, but to attend in person, just show up. There is no fee. And again, I highly recommend you attend. You learn a lot of good stuff about thunderstorm structure and severe weather. 46 was the high yesterday. That's right at average. That's where we should be for this time of the year. 32 was the low this morning. And then again, the record high for this date was 75. Again, set back in 2012. There was a large stretch of a normally warm weather back in 2012 this time of the year. Hour by hour temperatures, again, you can see it here. We'll hover around 34, 35, and then we fall right through the 30s through the day. And again, there's that rain snow changing over to complete snow, and it will accumulate. We'll talk about how much plus some warmth is in that Brotherhood Property Maintenance 7-day. We'll talk about it in just a few minutes. Jay and John?
All right, Dakota, looking forward to it, sir. Thank you. Our top story, 2 priests, both of whom served in Chautauqua County and were accused of child sexual abuse, have been cleared to return to their priestly duties following an investigation by an independent diocese review board. Now, Reverend John Solinsky and Reverend John Sardina have been returned to active service, while a 3rd priest, Reverend Ronald Mirzawa, remains on administrative leave until his case is reviewed at the Vatican. Mirzawa served in Ellicottville. Solinsky, a Dunkirk native, served as a Catholic chaplain at the former WCA Hospital. He also was a pastor at the Lady of Victory Church in Frewsburg and St. James Church here in Jamestown. Bishop Richard Malone released the news in a statement this week in which he said the Diocese Review Board thoroughly reviewed the investigation into those 3 priests' alleged activities.
An Hamburg man with apparent ties to Chautauqua County has been sentenced to 11 years in prison following an investigation by the Southern Tier Regional Drug Task Force. Federal prosecutors say 28-year-old Joseph Paternostro will serve 11 years in federal prison after he was convicted on a number of drug charges and retaliating against a witness. Additionally, the defendant was ordered to forfeit $200,000 in drug proceeds. Officials said that last July he pled guilty in federal court to cocaine distribution charges. Shortly thereafter, he was started writing letters from prison threatening to hurt or kill the victim, who was a witness against the defendant in his drug case. The defendant was indicted in September for the threats and pleaded guilty in December.
And a Forestville woman faces several welfare fraud charges after the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office said she allegedly received more than $10,000 in untitled benefits. 43-year-old Jessica Corkins was allegedly charged with 3rd-degree welfare fraud, 7 counts of 1st-degree offering a false instrument for filing, and misuse of food stamps. Police allege that from September 1st, 2014 through September 30th, 2017, she allegedly failed to notify the Chautauqua County Department of Health and Human Services that her children's father had income or employment while living with her. This unreported income allowed her to receive the untitled benefits, according to investigators. She's scheduled to appear in the City of Jamestown court at a later date.
And check your freezer for a popular dinner staple for many families. Tyson Foods is recalling 69,000 pounds of chicken strips products due to possible pieces of metal. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Safety and Inspection Service announced in a news release Thursday the recalled chicken strips are frozen and ready to eat. They were produced on November 30th, 2018, and sold in 25-ounce plastic bags or 20-pound cases. These recalled items were shipped to retail locations nationwide. There have not been any reports of illnesses or injury. If you have them in your freezer, throw them away or return them to the store from where you purchased.
Well, happy Friday to everybody. Welcome back to the Anchor Desk, John. We really, really appreciate it. And always love having you here with us. Although I see your pesky IFB.
Yep.
This is the feedback devices where it can hear the show. Doesn't like to stay in.
Nope.
But we're going to keep moving
Yeah,
on.
we're going to keep going.
Not going to be fazed by it. So I want to check in with the comments and say hello to Cindy. Good afternoon to you. Hopefully you are doing well. Samantha joining us well. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to Jonah. David is here. Looks like another David is watching us. Good afternoon to you, sir. The double Davids of WNY News Now. We're joined also by Pam, and it looks like Sarah is here. And a lot of people are talking about that Tyson chicken. I mean, that's a real popular brand of chicken, and certainly a big recall. And I know
And 69,000
right,
pounds. That's crazy.
Huge recall of chicken that's really all sorts of stores across the country. Certainly check your freezers if you have that. And I know you were asking this morning, like if it was actual chicken, why would there be metal pieces in it? Well, because it has to go to a factory, right, to be processed and to be breaded, and you can talk to people all day about how that may or may not be good for you, but certainly a warning for everybody out there. Saying hello to Gary. Devin is here, and it looks like Alex is joining us. Good afternoon to all of you. And it looks like, Alex, you're a new Top Fan. So welcome to the Top Fan selection here on WNY News Now. Want to know how to get that badge? Well, you comment, you share, and you interact with all of our posts. And every Friday, they update the Top Fans. So really cool. Most of our Top Fans, John, they have downloaded the WNY News Now app.
Same, so have I.
So you're the top fan.
I mean, it's a necessity, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a top fan, download our app. It's pretty important. Coming up next, what could happen if New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo does not call a special election in former New York State Senator Kathy Young's vacated seat race?
But first, details on a Jamestown murder trial that continued this morning in Mayville. Dakota?
Do you know how you get around that pesky IFB issue, John? Custom IFB tips like what I have. Let's take a look at the Sky Vision Camera Network. That's a live look over the Seneca Allegheny Casino, and visibility has dropped with that heavy snow. We'll talk about it coming up next. News Now at Noon continues in a minute.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
When I'm streaming and I'm talking to my community, we have that literally split-second interaction. If somebody says hello, I say hello right back immediately, and it kind of creates that connection. Because like my subscribers and my followers, we pretty much go by Re-Ups Army. All the hate and everything that goes around, that's kind of like our mission statement. Is just be positive and enjoy each other's time. It's more or less just trying to use the internet in a positive way. Like we all from around the world get to connect on the same level, which is, we all love video games. Mixer.com/Re-Up. I'm live every single day, 8 p.m.
Happening now, the murder trial for a City of Jamestown man accused of shooting and killing another man last July continued today in Chautauqua County Court. Yesterday, Chautauqua County Public Defender Ned Barone called multiple witnesses to the stand in an attempt to prove that William Mishishima was the initial aggressor in the second-degree murder case against David Wagner. Our Matt Hummel joins us live now from Mayville with the latest from court. Good afternoon, Matt.
Hey, good afternoon, Justin. And as you said, you are correct about the initial aggressor aspect that Barone is trying to, prove that Mishishima was the initial aggressor. Mr. Barone attempted to do that again this morning. The biggest highlight of this morning, guys, is that a man named Brian Slate, who lives on Broadhead Avenue in Jamestown, testified that William Mishishima lived with him and his girlfriend for approximately 1 month back in 2018. Now, what was on the record for the jury is Slate testified that on the evening of July 23rd, William Mishishima came back to the house on Broadhead Avenue. At that point, was not a resident of the Broadhead Avenue address. And according to, Mr. Slate told him after Mishishima said he wanted to make things right, he advised that Mishishima should either leave town or turn himself in. Mishishima replied to that by saying, quote, "I'm not going back to jail. I'll make things right." And he additionally added, "I really effed up this time." So, Justin, that was the biggest story of this morning. And Mr. Slate really quickly had more testimony earlier as part of what's called the offer of proof from Mr. Barone. Judge David Foley, who's presiding on the case, made some rulings about certain statements that Mr. Slate testified to without the jury being present. We'll have more on that, of course, in our written coverage. Will be up tomorrow morning.
All right, Matt, thank you so much for your reporting in this case. And we will, of course, see your full coverage available on WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. Thank you.
Thank you.
And unless New York Governor Andrew Cuomo calls a special election to fill the vacant term of State Senator Kathy Young, Republican George Borrello could face a primary challenge. Chautauqua County Executive George Borrello confirmed to WNY News Now Thursday that the Allegheny Board of Legislators Chairman Kurt Crandall is seeking the GOP nomination. Borrello said a primary could happen, but everything depends on what Cuomo decides to do. The governor could face a Republican to fill the unexpired seat or call a special election. Borrello said the many recent changes to election laws may raise some legal questions because a November election could possibly be considered a special election because it is an off-cycle election. Young resigned her 57th Senate district position to take a position outside of government as well.
Well, if you're suffering from seasonal allergies, much like myself, you might not want spring to get here, and you might not be super excited about it either. In today's Health Minute, Meredith Wood offers some tips that might make you feel a little bit better about spring fever.
Spring. When the snow melts, the days become longer, and the flowers are in bloom. And the pollen. All the pollen. According to the CDC, more than 50 million Americans suffer from allergies, and many of those are considered seasonal. In the spring, it starts with pollen released from the trees, followed by grass later in the season. Those who suffer from seasonal allergies face an onslaught of symptoms such as sneezing, stuffy nose, itchy nose, watery eyes, and those are just to name a few. If you're one of the millions that go through this every year, there are a few things you can do to ease the discomfort. Check the pollen count in your area. Several weather apps will provide that information on a daily basis. When the pollen is high, limit your exposure by staying inside and keeping windows closed. Change out the air filters in your home frequently and make sure you are using HEPA filters. Wash your hair before going to bed. If you've been doing things outside, toss those clothes in the laundry when you get back in. And don't forget to talk to your doctor about taking a daily allergy medication, including a nasal spray. For today's Health Minute, I'm Meredith Wood.
All right, great tips there, Meredith. Thank you.
A number of Heritage Ministries skilled nursing facilities in Chautauqua County recently received patriotic blankets from a local veterans group, part of their crochet club. The PFC Joseph P. Dwyer peer-to-peer program presented patriotic lap blankets to United States military veterans at Heritage Village, Heritage Park, and Heritage Green. The Dwyer program's crochet club includes female and male veterans, along with veterans' wives and community members. Any area veteran who may be interested in joining the crochet club can contact Cindy Reedy, Project Coordinator, Veterans Service Agency, Joseph P. Dwyer Program at 716-661-8447 for additional information. The club provides instruction and material and meet every Monday morning at the Falconer Legion on Main Street in Falconer, NY.
And you know, John, it's really cool the work that they do there at the Joseph P. Dwyer group. And they're really helping veterans in the community connect with other veterans, which helps them really adjust from coming out of service life back to civilian life and helps them maintain that. So great work by Cindy Reedy, and it's really great to see, you gotta love it, when groups like that who are trying to make a difference with, say, veterans, then in turn, the veterans that they're helping make a difference by giving it to folks in the retirement home in this example. So it's really incredible. Good job to everybody there. Happy Friday to you. Thanks so much for joining us. It looks like we're saying hello to Gary as well. Hello to you, sir. It looks like John is here. Amber, hello to you. Devin as well. Hopefully you all are doing well. It looks like the Jesters Promoting Company has joined us as well. Hello to you guys. Hopefully everyone is enjoying their Friday because it's snowing outside right now. Like that's not that fun. This is a live look at the sky over Chautauqua Lake, and you can see that white stuff? Yeah, that's snow. So we got. I think our friend in the other room has some splaining to do. There's my Lucy reference for the day. Got some splaining to do. Okay, coming up, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter with a look at our weekend forecast. John, you should have laughed at that joke. It was funny.
It's a little generational. Maybe. And later, we tell you about a summer camp that is gearing up for a big season this year when WNY News Now returns.
Now open in downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops, restaurant and tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's going to have some bison in it, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's going to have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Turn to Brotherhood Property Maintenance for all your lawn care and landscaping needs, no matter the season. Brotherhood Property Maintenance does it all, from professional plowing during the winter months to expert landscaping all summer long. Count on Brotherhood Property Maintenance for mowing, landscaping, tree work, spring and fall cleanup, plus snow removal. Serving both commercial and residential lots, check out Jamestown's fastest growing landscaping crew on Facebook or call us right now to book an appointment.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
And welcome back. And I'll actually add one more about the pollen tips. Having a HEPA filter in your vacuum cleaner is not enough. You gotta have a vacuum cleaner that is completely sealed. Don't ask how I know that. Let's take a look at this. First of all, since yesterday started March Madness season, yeah, this is a little joke that we have basically in the weather office. Yeah, predicting the future is hard. So think about that. with your busted brackets. Let's take a look at MetroCast through the day, and I hit the wrong button, so let's go back and show you MetroCast right now. And you can see here through the afternoon, this is where we're going to top out around 34 degrees, widespread snow showers. There will be the chance for some lake enhancement as we go throughout the day. That will obviously cause some heavier bands of snow. 19 will be our low tonight, early snow showers, but look at as we go into Saturday morning. We'll start the day mainly sunny, but chilly day, though, with temperatures only in the lower 20s for tomorrow morning. This is the storm system that we're looking at. This is a big, mean, powerful storm that is off the coast. This is a big-time storm system going up into Maine. And ultimately, I told you about this yesterday, how as this rides along the east coast, it's going to start bringing in this colder air from Canada. You can see all these wind arrows bringing in that colder air. And we'll zoom right into western New York to show you the snow that's been falling across the area. Here it is. Now, we've had a little bit of rain showers earlier this morning. They're starting to change over to snow showers as we zoom right into Chautauqua County. You can see here that basically everybody from Bemis Point, Chautauqua Lake, Panama, Lakewood, Jamestown, Busti, everybody's getting a little bit of this snow. Further out to the east in Cat County, you can see the snow's been a little bit more heavier stayed out here. This is that band of snow on the camera that we saw at the casino. And then now there actually is a winter weather advisory out for southern Erie, PA. I'm not sure if the Weather Service in Buffalo will extend this over into western New York, but that's something we're going to keep an eye on as we go throughout the afternoon. News now, Cam. Yeah, we've seen a few snowflakes falling and mainly cloudy out there. The current temp is 31. There's that northwest wind of 14. And look at the, with that blowing snow, it drops the visibility down to 3 miles and the wind chills down to 21 degrees. So let's time it all out for you here on Future Scan. You can see here as that storm system churns away, you can see some of that lake enhancement coming in as widespread snow starts to overspread the region this afternoon. Again, the darker blues indicate the heavier amounts of snowfall rates. So again, you know, there will be the chance for some heavier snow, especially right in the lake enhanced bands. And then as we go throughout the night into early tomorrow morning, all that snow hightails out of here as we lose the lake connection. So let's talk about the numbers here. And you can see here that most everybody, we're still holding on to our 2 to 4 inch range, but some of the models are now trying to bring us up to 5 or 6 inches, especially on the hills. That's going to be right where you get that lake enhancement right on the hill. So general 2 to 4, higher amounts on the hills. And again, here is just the breakdown for you. Once again, cold, snowy, accumulation likely in wind gusts 30 to 40 miles an hour. Let's show you the weather for tomorrow in your town. And we'll start first of all in the eastern counties. There's going to be loads of sunshine tomorrow, but that's not going to help temperatures too much. Still stuck down into the 30s. Same thing once you work toward the Lake Erie shoreline. Lower 30s here, but at least the sun will make it feel warmer. Next 7 days of your life coming up, brought to you by Brotherhood Property Maintenance. And 53 Sunday, loads of sunshine. Enjoy that because we go back into the 30s, and then the pattern changes once again into late next week. We make a run at 60 by late next week. Sports is next. Don't go away.
Invest in your business or cause by letting the marketing gurus at WNY News Now and WNY Media Company grow your business.
Purchase an ad much like the one you are watching now on WNY News Now's daily show, News Now at Noon, WNYNewsNow.com, or our brand new mobile app.
And then get feedback from our marketing experts and fans alike.
And finally, watch your business grow.
As an added bonus, Community Partners messages will run not only on our scheduled programming, but on weather alerts and breaking news as well.
Plus, messages are shared on WNY Sports Now programming. Anything from a live local basketball game to the Phone Zone Sports Desk.
Become part of our family today.
And contact us right now.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Enjoy, sports fans. It is Friday. Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. For their final 2 regular season home games, the Jamestown Rebels hockey team will be having a fan appreciation weekend. During those games, which are on April 5th and 6th, both will have a $500 cash giveaway, 10% discount on merchandise with the exception of jerseys, t-shirt tosses, and other possible prizes. April 5th's game will also have a post-game skate with the Rebels until 10 p.m. During the next game, fans will get the opportunity to win free tickets to the Rebels' home playoff games. The Rebels' playoff games will be on April 12th and 13th at home. Later this afternoon with a 4 o'clock jump ball, the number 6 seeded Buffalo Bulls men's basketball team will battle the number 11 seed Arizona State Sun Devils in the first round of March Madness. UB won their last game, which was last Saturday versus Bowling Green, 87-73, winning the MAC tournament. Meanwhile, the Sun Devils won their last game on Wednesday, 74-65 against St. John's in the NCAA tournament first 4. It will also be a battle for the head coaches, as Arizona State's coach Bobby Hurley was the last coach for UB before their current head coach, Nate Oates. The game will be televised on TNT. The UB women's team also have a game later this afternoon at 4:30, as they will play against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights in the first round of the other March Madness. Buffalo goes in as the number 10 seed, while Rutgers is the number 7 seed. The Lady Bulls won their last game on Saturday, 77-61 against Ohio, winning the women's basketball MAC tournament. Rutgers lost their last game on March 9th, 72-67 against the Iowa Hawkeyes in the Big Ten tournament. While this game won't be on local television, both this game and the men's game can be viewed on the NCAA March Madness app. That's it for sports today. An alliteration lesson. Justin and John, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Norm. Well, the New York State Sheriff's Institute and Chautauqua County Sheriff Jim Quattrone are seeking donations for their 42nd annual Sheriff's Summer Camp. Quattrone, in a news release to the media this week, said that over the next 10 days, the Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help in keeping the summer camp funded. Now, located on Cayuga Lake, Quattrone said the Sheriff's Camp helps on average 840 children from across the state each summer. The Institute pays the youth's entire cost of the camp stay and transportation. Quattrone said most attending wouldn't otherwise have an opportunity for vacation travel or a summer camp experience. The sheriff explained that the programs combine summer recreation with activities designed to teach and an understanding and respect for our laws and the men and women who enforce them. The strong camper to counselor ratio allows for individuals' attention with an emphasis on the development of self-esteem. The Sheriff's Institute also operates a scholarship program that provides one scholarship to each of New York State's community college criminal justice programs. For more information about the Sheriff's Summer Camp or other Sheriff's Institute programs, you can check out their website at sheriffsinstitute.org. And really, guys, that's a really cool program that they have available. I never went to a summer camp. Have you, John?
Yeah.
You have. What was that like?
It was really fun. They had a lot of good messages. They had a lot of fun activities. Swimming. Got to meet a lot of new people. I really enjoyed it.
And I think probably for kids who maybe are underprivileged, where they, they might have a good home, but they just don't have enough to go to something like that. It's really cool to see the law enforcement kind of reaching out and connecting with them. I think that's a really cool opportunity. So good job to everybody involved there. So Dakota, the snow is flying. Here's a live look at the Jamestown camera on top of the DoubleTree.
And I will say, too,
when will it end, man?
Well, I will say, I did go to summer camp, but I mean, it wasn't really like summer camp. It was like summer day camp, and well, I mean, that was until I got thrown out, but that's a long story. Skywarn Spotter training once again next Monday, 7:30 at the hospital. If you can't attend, there is online training. The online you do have to register for, and again, I'll throw the link out once again. And again, look at that, 53 on Sunday, but it'll turn colder once again. But the pattern shifts late next week. We make a run at 60.
Awesome. Dakota, thank you. Hey, that's it for us today. News continues 24/7 at WNY News Now. Have you downloaded our app? What are you waiting for? Hit us up right now on the Apple iTunes and Google Play Store. There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom.